give the answer, isn't it? Because let them do.
Yes.
So I can start my session today.
Yes. Let's
Okay.
go ahead.
Thank you very much. Hello, everyone. Today, I will cover one module. It's a very important module. It's a virtual machines module. How you can make a virtual machines means virtually you will build a PC, computer, server. It can be Linux, it can be Windows. There are different versions. So how we will make it and how we will make the backup options of this and replicate option of this, we will see here. So today we will cover only one module, not for two modules, because it's a very important module. So I will start now. I'm sharing my screen. And this is my screen, everyone. I hope you are seeing my screen.
Yes.
So this is the virtual machines, Azure virtual machines. So first of all, I will go through the slides, then we will go to the lab. Because there is a only one module today for virtual machines, and full topics is on virtual machines. So first of all, we will go how to make the virtual machines and what is the features of virtual machines, the options of virtual machines. Then we will go through the practical. So module 9, virtual machines. What we will learn here? We will learn here virtual, how we will plan to make a virtual machines, then creating a virtual machines, how we will make a availability of virtual machines, and the extensions of virtual machines. There are some extensions you can use in the virtual machines. So what is the virtual machine planning? So before we start, we always have a planning. Any task we have to do some planning. So like this, when we want to make a or create a virtual machines, then we have to plan. So before that, we can do with the virtual machines? What is the need of virtual machines? We can test and development in the virtual machine. We can make a server in the virtual machine and do some hosting like website hosting or any app hosting, or we can have a FTP server we can hosting there. We can make a storage there like virtual machines and make as a storage of this the virtual machines, as we use the storage of these virtual machines, or we can make a backup of that virtual machine. We can recovery with the virtual machines. There will be high performance computing, like you can go for a gaming computing or make some high resolutions or high performance SAP options, SAP uh, software or SAP ERP systems. Big data analysis, you can use it as a big analysis the big data, and extended the data center also. If you can make a data center to make it. So there is a graphical representation of IaaS cloud service. This is the part of IaaS class or cloud service. Actually, virtual machine is a part of a IaaS cloud service. There is a, you can see here, there is a two different colors in pictures. One, this deep blue is for you manage. You manage means the user will manage, and this light blue, it means the cloud provider will manage. Cloud provider like Azure will manage. So what the options or service you manage means user manage and or cloud provider manage. This one is written here. In, as you know, in the on premises like private cloud, all are managed by the user. What are those? Data and access. Sorry. Data and access means what is the data you are giving and what is how you will may access them. Applications, what type of application and what are the applications you are use or you will be hosting in your premise. Runtime, how will be the runtime will be, how we will make the runtime, how which time to which time we will run the machines or data center. Operating system, which type of operating system you are using or which type of operating system you need. Virtual machines, of course, I just described about virtual machines. What is virtual machines? Compute, what type of compute you needs. Networking, the networking structures and the topology and everything about networking. And at last is the storage, how you will maintain or monitoring or managing the storage. All are managed by you, means user in on-premises. Now infrastructure as a service. What about infrastructure as service? Take when you use cloud as infrastructure as a service, then you have to manage data access, applications, runtime, and operating system, virtual machine, compute, networking, and storage. These things are maintained by cloud provider. It means Azure, straightly I can say this is the Azure plus. So I can say that these data access, application, runtime, and operating system will managed by Azure, by user, and virtual machine, compute, networking, and storage. These are the things managed by the Azure. And when if you use Azure as a platform as a service, PaaS, then what happened? Only data access and applications, these two things, which application you want to use or develop or hosting or work, that one you will choose or you will maintain, and the data associated with these applications and how you will access it, that one will be managed by you, and others will manage by Azure. And if you use Azure Cloud as a software as a service, then only the data and access, because software and everything will manage by the Azure, as you take the software or applications from the Azure. So only user will manage the data and access. And this is a comparison of the on-premise cloud infrastructure, cloud platform as a cloud, and software as a cloud's services. So planning checklist, what we have to make a planning. When we'll make a planning, then we have some things like start with the network. We have to think about the network. We have to think about the name of the VM, the location where we will put the VM in locations. As you know that as you have a lot of regional data centers. So any data center, which data center we will put our VM or deploy our VM, then determine the size, the size of the VM, what will be the size of the VM, the pricing, of course we have to think about the pricing, consider the storage of the VM, we will use as a storage, or what storage we will use in VM, and obviously the important thing is the which operating system we will use for in this VM. So first we will think about location and pricing. Location. Each region has different hardware and server capabilities. I told in the first class, maybe administration class, second class, that Azure in the location, Azure has more than 60 plus Azure regions available in 140 countries. Put, we can deploy your VM any of this region or data center, but there are different data center will provide different hardware and service capabilities. So you have to consider these things also. Locate virtual machines as close as possible to user. Suppose most of the user of your VM will, or network of your VM will be, or your server, anything, or you are in the, suppose in the Europe, so it is better to deploy your VM in the any Europe region data center. Or if your user is in the Asia, then you can put your VM or deploy your VM in the Asia region as a location. Locate virtual machine to ensure compliance and legal obligations. Of course, this one, there is some compliance and legal obligations. Some regions is there like China, and some regions there is a US. There are some regions that are only reserved for US government companies or agencies. So you have to consider also this one about those obligations. Pricing, compute cost. You have to calculate the cost, because different region it will cost differently. Storage cost, consumption based and reserved instances. Storage, there is a cost, like there are two type of cost will calculate or will impose. One is like consumption based, that's like how much you will consume that one, that amount we will give. And other thing is the reserve, like you already reserved this instance, so these amounts you will pay, or if you use or not use, that's not a matter of SU. You have to pay this one, because that amount of storage already allocated for you only. There is another is virtual machine sizing. Sizing means what will be the size of the virtual machines. There are some categories of virtual machines. One is Series A. Series A is for entry level and development and testing. Suppose if you want to make a development and testing, then you will use this Series A. And sub B series is economical busting. Suppose if you have to some economic or budget type, the financial budgeting, low budget VM you need, then you can choose B series. And D series for general purpose computer. The normal user it can use for D series. DC series protect data in use. Suppose if you have a if you have some data must be protected and DC series, because in DC series there is some encrypted encryption method is going on there. There will be included some encryption method on that VM. E series in memory hyper threaded application optimized means some if you need some memory like memory optimized type work, then you will take the E series. F series for compute optimized. G series memory and storage both are optimized. H series high performance computing. This is the high performance computing like gaming development, or like if you need some SAP type work, then you will develop SAP development, then you can choose H series. L series is storage optimized. It will optimize the storage side. M series is only for memory optimized, and MV2 series for largest memory optimized, and N series for GPU enable. So these are the different series virtual machine sizing. So what type of work you are doing, you will choose that virtual machines. Virtual machine storage. So every virtual machines need some storage. Without storage, how you will put your data and your OS. Normally, in each Azure VM has two or more disks. Basically, two disks. One is for OS disk. OS disk means this disk is the operating system will be stored on this disk. This is OS disk, and there will be a temporary disk. Temporary disk means when operating system is working, that time they need some data associated with this deployment. Then this is for temporary disk. Content can be lost. It is not permanent, so content after the completion of deployment, content will be lost, and there will be data disk optional. If you want to have more disk or more storage, need your, then you can use this data disk. OS and data disk reside in Azure Storage account. Azure-based storage service. Azure basically is storage service. So standard there are it is like VM is VM is consist of, or VM is supporting like Azure-based storage service they are using, and there are standard is HDD hard disk drive and SSD solid state disk drive. So these are the two standard way, and there are also premium SSD and ultra SSD. These are all the different. What is the different? Different is for the costing. Standard is the low cost, premium is the more cost, and ultra is the more cost. When creating an Azure VM, you can choose between managed disk and unmanaged disk. And managed disk means recommended. Managed disk means this disk is managed by Azure, and unmanaged disk it will not manage by Azure. You have to manage this one. So these are the representation like Azure blob. All will go this disk data. All will go in the Azure blob. Temporary disk. This data will not stored. So we have no headache about this one to store in the blob. So this data who are OS and other data disks, that those are stored in the Azure blob. As I told, that Azure based storage service VM always supports Azure based storage service. So now supported operating system. Which type of operating system we have? We have different type of operating system like Windows Server, Ubuntu, Windows Client, any type, SUSE, Linux, lot of service. When we will go to creating the virtual machines, then we can check. We can see the all are the supported OS. Virtual machine connection. how you will connect with your virtual machine. There are different way. One way is to have a private public IP, and you go for public IP with RDP, or there is another way for Azure Bastion. So no need to public IP. There is a service Bastion. From private IP, you can access your Azure by from your browser. And for Linux, you have to go for SSH, and you have to access SSH with the PuTTY software. There is a software called PuTTY. From PuTTY, you can access Linux VM by remotely. Creating virtual machines. So we can create virtual machines from the portal like this. So there are the way of creating virtual machines. These are the scale maintenance and downtime. What is the maintenance versus downtime? There are three type of maintenance and downtime is there. Unplanned hardware maintenance. Suppose all of a sudden there is a failure. Anytime a system failure can be happen. If these things can be happen, then it will be a little time down, and there will be a maintenance and action live migration. There will be a live migration there, and for this downtime will be very few. Unexpected downtime. Suppose unexpected downtime can be happen unexpectedly in your virtual machine. Any disk corrupt, or network corrupt, or network failure, or anything can be happen, and migrate will be automatically heal. It will, you have to know, think about this one, that automatically it will migrate it from another virtual machines. Planned maintenance. Another way is planned maintenance. Suppose there is, as you need to update some things, or update some service with associated with the VM, then there will be a planned maintenance, and there will be no action. All will be notified by you. They will notify you, and they will make migration automatically. Availability sets. Availability sets means, suppose just before this just previous slide, we saw some maintenance and downtime. So if any downtimes happen, how your Azure will be up. Now this is the things. Fault domains, update domains. These are the things. Fault domains is like that domain in the same region or same data center. Suppose you took two VM in the same data center. It is called fault domains, and it is not updated automatically, not updated at a time. Suppose if anything happen, then it will update by another one. And update domains 5. It means update domains means all automatically updated every time, all together. This is update domains. So these are the pictures of fault domains. So these are the fault domains. This in the same rack, same data center. This is the fault domain, same rack, same data center. This is a group of virtual machine that shares common set of hardware. It means they are in the same rack, same data center. This is fault domains. And update domains allows Azure to perform incremental and rolling upgrade across the deployment during planned maintenance. When there is a planned maintenance, it is automatically incremental and rolling the data. And region, as you know, there is a region in different region there, and different region. Every region there are two or more data centers. So these are the called availability zone. In one zone there are different data center. So there are three zones. They are connected with each other. So anyone is failure, then other one will support or replicate data automatically. So you don't need to think about any failures. Protects data center for failures. And there is a scaling. Scaling means, suppose you are using one apps or website or any apps, but it is using like suppose in any time it is need to be in your website, there is more traffic is coming, so automatically it will scale up. And when there is, suppose in the weekend there is a low traffic, there is no user is using your virtual machine, so it's decreasing your power in single installation workload, and it is usually manual, so it is in scaling will be down. And another is the horizontal scaling. Horizontal scaling means it is for one VM, and horizontal scaling means it will increase the VM, including your uses and power. So these are the two scaling. One is vertical. Vertical will be in one VM. It will increase the power or storage or anything CPU power in the vertical scaling in one VM, about one VM. And another one is horizontal. Horizontal means it will increase the number of VMs. So these are the two things of scaling. So these are the scale sets is there. Demand will be up, then it will be up. When demand will down, scale set will be down. Like scale sets deploy sets of identical VMs. There are a lot of VMs. No pre-provisioning of VMs required. No need to use that. I need this VM, this VM. It will automatically up. As demand goes up, VMs are added. Automatically, VMs will be added. As demand goes down, VM will remove. Then automatically it will remove from your scale. The process can be manual, automated, or a combination of both. This process can be manual. You can put it manual, that you will make the scale set, and or it is automatically, like it will go for automatic and combines both, and both also you can make. This is the how you can implement scale set. Minimum 2 and maximum is 4 auto scale. This is the how you can make auto scales. There are some extension there. Suppose if you want to make some custom script expansion, PowerShell script extension, like actually these are things you need when you will go for any so for development. Then like you are using a Visual Studio, so you need to some automation script attached in your or scheme deploy in your virtual machines. Then you need these things. So this is the end of presentation now. I will go to the our portal to check the how to create a virtual machines. So as usual, we know this is my portal. So from the I will go from the here, like I will type virtual machines. So this is came the virtual machines. Now I will set create a virtual machines. It's a virtual machines creating is very easy. Just need to have create some options. There are you can check something Azure virtual machines. It means one virtual machine. Azure with preset configuration means we have already a configuration in your workload. Then you can preset this one. Azure Arc virtual machine. There's a new technology to use the Arc virtual machine, and Azure VMware solution of virtual machines. Suppose if you have a VMware solution in your Azure, then you can use this one. If you have a VM machines, now you want to deploy here, then you can use this one. So I will use the Azure virtual machine. Just create a Azure virtual machines. So it's starting the creation. So this is the options of how to we will start the virtual machines. So this is then we will go for the resource group, virtual machines name, any name we can put. What we can say, we can check for CLASS class 9. STUS as is this. Now it is the availability options. The availability options means the backup actually availability options, or you can avail virtual machine scale set as I told you that how many skill set you want to put. There is no skill set. From here you can create a new skill set. Skill set means a group of virtual machines. So I can put here an availability set. Availability set also the same thing, like based on input, or you might want to considering creating a resource as a virtual machine scale set. Scale set as I show you, there is a lot of virtual machines. Automatically it will go, and when it need to be decreased, then it will be decreased automatically. So I will make it is at a availability zone. So in a availability zone, suppose I will three zone I took. It means, look, 3 virtual machine will be created is the name of shown above. It's class 9.1, class 9.2, class 9.3. If I put it 3, then it will be 2 virtual machines. It means 3 virtual machines will be created in 3 availability zones. Security type, it will be standards. There are a lot of security types. Trusted, so I make it standard because of the costing. Image means the operating system, which OS disk or which OS you want to, suppose like see all images. There is some image, some OS is there, but you can choose from here also. Look, there are a lot of images. Windows Server 10, Ubuntu, Windows 11, Red Hat Linux, SQL Server 2019, on Windows 2000 already work together. Database Server and OS, Windows 7, Ubuntu, CentOS, Kali Linux, Visual Studio, look, multi-purpose 365 apps, Microsoft multi-session with 65, Ubuntu, and a lot of Debian, 247. So I think whatever you need, you have there. So here I like 2009. Normally I get to look. This already yes is there, so no problem is here. Now it is spot discount. So we don't have no need to spot discount. It will be here standard. Now with the size, as I told, the size depends on the prices. So here is that we choose BS2. There are a lot of sizes there. So like D series, A series, these are the all A series. A series is the less price series. So most used by the Azure users is here. So as we saw with general purpose, we are using a general purpose. So we can, there are a lot of suppose E series, memory optimized series, like E series version 3. So any series you can choose, you can most used by the user in Azure. Data disk, how many data disks, may total size of GIB, premium disk supported or not, all are is here. So I select here as a BA2S, and it is like 30.37 per month. It will cost 30.37 per month for this. So username, I took one like DevOps as, and the service is sorry, password must have the following. So password match. Public inbound port. It is RDP port is the 3389. With this port, we will use RDP. Now next disk, the storage. So we need encryption or not. Normally we put it as here, no need for encryption. The premium SSD, it is written here. So I will take normal standard HSD. Standard HSD locally redundant storage, it will lower latency and price higher, price will be less. Delete with VM. It means when we delete the VM, this disk will automatically delete it. Now these are the OS disk. So we need another data disk. So class 9, we have 3 class 3 3 VM in 3 availability zones. So we will take 3 new disk, or if you have already a disk, then you can attach that disk also. I will take a storage bulb. empty disk, make it empty disk as it is. Just click OK, or you can change the size also. There is a lot of size, so it is 124 GB 1024. I just put it as it here. So okay, and it is also, you can click here, delete v with VM. When we'll delete the VM, this disk also with VM. But if you don't put, then it VM will be deleted, but data of this disk will be as it is. So when, if you want to create another disk, another VM, then you can associate this disk with that VM by attaching this one, or we can delete from here also. So I put it delete with VM because I will not take this VM no longer. Same, like here also you can put, no problem, it will automatically come. And also same here, same disk, or you can put different VM for different disk. Now it is go for networking. So before you create a virtual machines, first you have to create a network. In which network or which VNet you will deploy this VM. So already we put one VM AZ. We have two. One is in the we created last class two virtual network. One is in the uh, Southeast Asia, and another maybe in the East US. So this is in the East US, so it is came here automatically. So virtual network is here, and the subnet will be default. So all public IP is here. Why do we need public IP? Because three public IP is created, because with the public IP, you will access RDP with this VM. So all are basic. NIC group is basic. Public inbound is same RDP. All is for RDP. Next for the management. Management is normally shutdown time. Suppose you can put a shutdown time, 7 p.m. will be shut down automatically, and before the shutdown, they will notify you. If you want to enable backup, then you can create a backup. So you can create backup here. So I will when in the last class I will show you how to you backup and recover. Then we will uh, discuss with these things. If you need to update your OS, then you can put a guest OS update, automatically patch for Windows update. Next is monitoring. How it will monitor alerts, enable recommend alert rules. You can put here and it will alerts, boot diagnostic, enable and manage storage account, recommended, enable with custom storage account, disable boot diagnostic. When it is boot, that time it will diagnose. Then for advanced, so advanced some extensions, as I told, that if you want to select some extension to install, then you can put here like agent, any type of extension you can put here. There are a lot of extension there. The Azure Performance Diagnostic, Azure Pipelines Agents, our pipeline agent. What whenever you need this one, you need when you go for a DevOps project or like this, uh, custom script extension. So when you create here, there should be some like overview custom script is here. Like there are a lot of ESET file security, a lot of is there. Suppose if you pipeline, as I show you, as a pipeline, Azure automated machine config extension Windows, if you AD based Windows login, if you need, then suppose if you want for pipeline, next. Suppose for any DevOps supports Azure boards, then you will go for Azure DevOps. If you have a DevOps, accounts or project in your Azure, then you go for this one, agent name, deployment group, and all will come, and there will be create a pipeline agent. So we don't need this one. I just show you for you can put a script also there. VM appliance, VM content files that are securely and reliably downloaded on your VM after deployment. In addition, if you need this type of things, then you can select a VM appliance to install. So these are the all for advanced, so no need. Now you have to know put here class, and I put here VM. So review and create. Let's see all data I have put is valid or not. If it is validation passed, then we can create. No, there is a validation record information. Nothing is not valid. So where is this networking? So let's check networking. What is the issues is networking there? This is the select a load balancer, because I create a Azure load balancer here put, so I have to make one load balancer here if I need. So I don't need a load balancer. If you put application gateway, then also you have to put here any application gateway. First of all, you have to create application gateway, then you will put here. It means this VM will run under application gateway. If you put here Azure load balancer, it means this VM will run under a load balancer. So I don't need, so I make it none. Now I can go and review and create. Let's check. So here is the validation passed, and you can see product details is a 3 standard BS2 by Microsoft. Provided is a Microsoft subscription credit apply per hour 0.124 at USD per hour. Pricing for other VM size. If you want to change, then you can change here also before the deployment. And this is the things, parameters and options, VMs. Now there is another nice thing is a calculator, pricing calculator. This is the pricing calculator of Azure. From here, you can calculate the prices. If you have, suppose you have a budget, with this budget, how you will choose a virtual machines or any service, then you can use this calculator. So suppose I'm clicking virtual machines. So view virtual machines added in the calculator. So like West US, we put East US here, EST, East US here, Windows operating system, we'll type OS only. If SQL Server, then SQL Server. BStock needs no, either OS only. Tire will be standard or basic. It will be standard, like any type. General purpose use or compute optimize, like series. Which series? Like category, instance, series will be here. A series here. Suppose A2, A3, or A4. Which one? This depends on your, look, the RAM, temporary storage, all will be here. And suppose virtual machines, how many virtual machines you need? Hours, how many hours it will deploy or it will work, like this. OS license or hybrid. Like hybrid means you have a license in your on premise, now you will to use in the Azure this VM, then also possible. And it is a license included. Which type of pay as you go, or 1 year plan, or like this. So these are the things. Support, if you need support, then included. If you don't, developer need, then standard, professional, direct, which type of support you need, all are will be there. License agreement will be here. So these are the all free. So there is no upfront cost. The monthly equity 1.65. Like this, you can check calculator, pricing calculator, and create a virtual machines. Now just put here, create. Initializing the deployment. Now submitting deployment. It will take time to deploy. You have to wait. Deployment is in progress. It is also look a lot of this three VM will deploy. That's why it's taking time. We just have to wait. Let's wait some time. So it is going on. So let's check virtual machines. So we have already running, and this do two is already running. 9.1, 9.2, and 9.3, and this one is creating. As we're using availability zones, so in EastUS, in 3 data center, it is in. There are 2 disks, all are same. So it is already running. So I'm starting with plus 9.1 VM. So when put here, there are some things already we make. So we will get the overview here. There's a resource group. Operating system is here, running. It is running, state is running. Size is here, 4 GB memory. Location is East US. Public IP, this is the public IP. This public IP we can access from RDP. It has a public IP. For this public IP, we have to pay. Then this one is a virtual network subnet. Virtual network is AZ and subnet is default. Okay, it all is done. And this one subscription ID and DNS we not configured, so it is DNS configured. Like from here also same networking. If you click here, you can check the networking here. So network is here. Connect. There is a connect way RDP. We will put with the RDP here. Then there's the admin center, Windows admin center here. Server management or in-case management like this. No need these things. Disk. How many disks we have? If you want to, these are the disk here. We already attached from here. So this is the disk. So size. What is the size of VM? You can check here also the size of the VMs, and a lot of things is here, identity and everything is there. So one thing, first of all, I will go to access this VM, how we will access. To put here connect, all from overview also, there is a way of connect. So you'll keep there and right here RDP. So click RDP, checking network security group to inbound access. Is so test your connections. Let's test. Okay, test connection. Oh, it will be RDP, sorry. We put destination port as RDP, not SSH. Just wait. Or here, because I make a mistake, I should make it as a RDP, but it become. Let's check. Make a refresh. Now I will put suppose RDP 3389, my IP address, connection source from my IP address and test connection. Let's check. It should be successful. For networks, the connectivity is allowed. It means you can. Okay. Now download a file, RDP files. Just click it files. Now connect. Now DevOps is the username and password is. Uh, now it is. Oh, again. Oh, what happened? Oh yeah, just why I just. Let's check the credentials. I may forget the credentials. Okay, now update. Static password reset. If you from here also you can reset password if you forgot password. Very easy way. Just wait for updating the password here. Have to wait because it's resetting. So let's check. whether it is done or not. From here, I think it is done. Let's check again. Up. So, remote session. Now I came in the oh, it is now initializing, so I can access. This is the one way I can access the VM remotely. There will be another way, two-way there. So I will show you. It's taking time. No problem. It will come. So it's came. First time for login because it is server and only 4 GB RAM I am taking here. So it it little bit slow. It will be slow. So this is the one way for taking VM, accessing VM, server manager, everything initializing here. First time, that's why. This is a 2019 data center. This is the server manager. ADDS and everything is there. So these are the thing. You click here. From here, just from here also you can shut down or let's disconnect here. So it is disconnect, but okay, overview. You can check the VM is running. Also, you can stop the VM here, restart the VM here. So there is one option. Another one option is from the connect here. This is the one option. Another one option is to just copy this public IP and make it remote. Put the name here. DevOps. Look here, already DevOps here. Just this is another way to go for remotely connection with your Azure VM. I will show you another way. These two is the way that we are accessing VM with this private IP. So this is the things. So you can click here. It will also disconnect. So now these are the things. Two way you can go with VM. Now I will stop it from here. Make it stop. Yes, then it will be stopped. So this virtual machine is going to stop. That's why they will not charge to me for this VM as it is stopped. So it is stopping before it is meanwhile we can go for another thing. So go here and take the virtual machines and running. So plus 9 another virtual machines, another Azure availability zones there. So I remove this public IP. So what happened? Is it possible to remove? I don't think I can remove this one. You can another way is to use virtual machine. So let's create a simple virtual machine, then we can check another way. Suppose you don't need to, you don't want to take the public IP. So how we can add, how we can access without public IP? Just quit the machine. And 291.2. Zone 1, just one zone I did. Same data center as it is, DevOps. Same as RDP. Just as it is put networking, just making a simple subnet is there, public IP, none. I don't need any public IP. Running validation here. Validation passed. Now make create. So deployment is going on here. So just wait for some time. You can check here also virtual machines whether the yes 92 is coming, but it is now creating. Look, is stopped and deallocated. 1293 also. From here we can stop these two also. I just make it stop. Yes, later. First of all, make it creating. This status is showing creating, and these two status is running, and this one is stopped. So they're telling that this is already deployed. So let's check by refresh. So showing creating. Now it is running. So I put here 2 is as stop. No need. Otherwise they will charge from me. So it's going on, and we go for virtual machines again. And now class newly created virtual machine is here. So now there is no public IP. So how we will, there is only private IP is here from that virtual network. So how I can access here. So if I go for RDP, let's check whether connection is working or not. Look, here is written cross because prerequisite not met, because we don't have a public IP address. So we need a public IP address. So there is another bastion. From bastion, there is a service called bastion. From bastion service we can create So create here Bastion. Create Azure Bastion using defaults. They will create subnet for automatically successfully added subnet. This is service for Bastion. In VM, you have no private IP, but when you make the Bastion, Bastion will create a subnet. Under that subnet, they will use one public IP address. With that public IP address, we can connect with our VM in the browser, not in like RDP. It will be differently. We can access that our machines, this machine class 9 to in with the help in the browser. It will open in the browser. We will check here. Let's create it first. It will take some time. We have to wait. Bastion pricing starts with an hourly base rate, and rate is here. It is not free. It will cost like this. Look, 0.90. If it is standard, then 2.29 per hour. It is the pricing, inbound and outbound. If you need, then you can talk sales specialist. So it is not free. It will take some time because the agent is automatic agent is working behind this in the background, so it will take some time. You have to wait. Mm. Bastion is here. Auto shutdown is here. Suppose if you want to make a date, so 7 p.m. it will enable off. You can off also notification auto shutdown if you want. So here is the backup and disaster recovery. We will check. Actually, for Bastion, it is normally it will take some time. No problem. We will wait to check. Fast. Use Bastion. I don't know whether it is started or not. Let's check. The best distribution is updating. Now it is updating. There is no already creating. So working is going there. Please refresh the page and try again later. So let's refresh. No, still updating. Is it Bastion? This is the Bastion. Yeah. Fresh. This is the properties of Bastion here. So one Bastion is created. You can show here from session also. Loading, there is no session here. So let's go again in connect. It's still updating. Actually, system is taking time. Just I lost the password or forgot the password. From here also you can for check the password also. Everything is okay. SSH, we don't have SSH. Bastion is still there is. Let's check again. Provisioning state is updating. It will be ready and running. Then we can go for Bastion connection. Like for time being, you can check Azure Bastion protects your virtual machines by providing lightweight browser-based means this uh, your machine will open in a browser and connectivity without the need of expose them to the public IP address. There will be no public IP address, so it is more secure. Deploying will automatically create a Bastion host on a subnet in your virtual network. So let's check a virtual network whether it is created or not in the virtual network. Virtual networks is it? There is a Bastion. Same thing. It is updating. Means it is not yet in the running position. Updating a state. Look, there is a connected device. In this, there is all a connected device. So if Bastion is okay, then there will be a IP address will be written here, but there is no IP address here. It means Azure Bastion is not ready. Again, I can click. Normally, it should be now provision date is updating, is still updating. It should be running. When it is running, then we can connect with Bastion. So from home in your practice, in your practice time, you can do as I show you the process to create Bastion from the virtual machines. Again, I'm showing how to create virtual. Suppose you have no public IP, then you can create a Bastion like this way. Just go for the click on the properties to see the properties of the virtual machines. Then you will create here connect, and there will be a bastion. As a use bastion, there will be create bastion. Just click here create, it will automatically create as I should show in the class. So far this is the class of Azure Virtual Network. So if you have any question with Azure Virtual Network for today's class, you can ask me now. So I will try to give the answer. So one by one I'm answering. One is yes, all services are having extra cost. Yes, VM will automatically be stopped and won't charge once the user is already DSS is shut down, then end correct. Yes, no, it will not charge if it is stopped. Prevent remote user from manually shooting down from the virtual machine while RDP session, especially if created VM is shared resources, multiple user. Otherwise, Azure admin needs to manually start the VM every time it's remotely turned by the remote user. User from manually shutting down the virtual machine while the RDP session. Actually, not like this. When you RDP, then it will go like go for the full control to the remote user, so he can shut down from the OS. Which answer will charge for? Yes, for Bastion you have to charge. Some service is free, and some service you need to charge, give charge. VM here. What is here? Yes, you can discuss about assessment. Yes, you can manage. You can create the PowerShell with the PowerShell. No problem. It's possible. There is a uh, script for PowerShell. With the PowerShell, you can create the Azure virtual machines. Check. Actually, I have to check the questions here. Let's check the questions, and I'm giving the answer of the last assessment 4, class number 4. Just wait. Number question one is your company is planning to storage a log data dump files and other diagnostic data for Azure VM in Azure. The company has issued the following requirements for the storage. One, administrator must be able to browse the data in File Explorer. Access over SMB 3.0 must be supported. The storage must support quotas. You need to dial the storage type meet the requirements. Which storage type you should use? Select one. A is Azure files, B is stable storage, C is blob storage, and D is QA storage. So the answers will be, as we know, that only Azure file system file share is supporting SMB 3.0. So it will be Azure files. Now I'm reviewing the assessment. Later I will give some question is asking here. So I will give the question later. Let me first finish the assessment question. Question number 2. Question number 2 is, what is the question is here? A company provides cloud software to the audit administrative access in the Microsoft Azure resource file. Access the Azure resources. The software logs all administrative actions, including all clicks and text inputs to log files. The software is about to be released from beta, and the company is concerned about storage performance. You need to deploy a storage solution for the files, maximize the performance. What should you do? Select one. What should we do? What will be the options of those things? So this will be question answer number E, deploy blob storage using append blobs, because we need to just add some blobs data log click text input, like this is a unstructured data. That's why we just need deploy blob storage and just add those unstructured data into the blob. Question number 3, your company is building an app in Azure. And the following storage requirements, which type of Azure storage should following the requirements? This one is not the app has the following storage requirements. The following requirements. Yeah, storage must be, there are some requirements there. Storage must be reachable, programmatical through REST API. Storage must be globally redundant. Storage must be accessible privately within the company. And what is the storage? Actually, I'm from the mobile, I'm checking. Storage must be visible privately within the company Azure environment. Storage must be optimal and unstructured for unstructured data. Which type of Azure should use for the app? Select one. Which one we can select? This is the questions. Which type of data we can select for this one? Like it can be Azure Lake Storage, or Azure Data Lake Store, Azure Table Storage, Azure Blob Storage, or Azure File Storage. It is also be a Azure Blob Storage. And the question number 4 is, you need to provide a contingent staff employee temporary read-only access the content of an Azure storage account container named media. It is important that you grant access while adhering the security principle of last privilege. What should you do? Select one. Set the public level container. Generate share, as last class we have a problem with general access container. So this one is the best choice for restrict a user for access. So this one is the SAS, to use SAS key or shared access signature. And last one is, you are you are using blob storage, which of the following is true? Following is true for blob storage. A is that a cool existier is frequent access of object in the storage account. The hot existier is strong, storing large amount of data that is frequent. These are true or false. The performance tier you selected does not affect pricing. It was also false. You can switch between hot and cold performance types at any time. This one is the true. So this one is the true of the blob storage. So here is the end of our uh, assessment 4 questions review. Now there is a question: is MSDN subscription a sandbox environment? No, this is not a sandbox environment. This is a portal environment. Question number, there is, can the login on the VM authenticated through Azure Active Directory rather than created a local VM username and password? Both you can do. It depends on your requirements. So which requirements you follow. If you make it more authenticated to more control, then it will be better to go for Azure Active Directory. So you have a full knowledge about who are using and what type of VM you are permitted to use for the user. So any other questions here? Who are keeping me? Thank you. I'm giving all of them. Welcome.
Is there any other questions? There is no other question. We can wind up the today's session. I think there is no more question. Thank you all again for joining today with us, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow as well. The recording will be available shortly, and the lectures will be shared in the community. Thank you all.
Thank you very much. Thank you all. Good evening, everyone. See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.